Hey guys! So today we're going to be talking about my 2016 reading goals. I had inspiration the other day and I wrote down some notes that have been stuck to my laptop for about a week now while I let them percolate in my brain. First reading goal. And you have to understand that for the past several years, and I would say probably since high school, I have not read extensively. Well, I have not read published books extensively. I'm a huge fan of fan fiction, so I read literally hundreds of thousands of words every couple of days, but it's not been published books. So my first goal for 2016 is to read more published books. My Goodreads goal is to read 40 books this year. That's 40 published books, both traditionally published and self-published books. My next goal, which goes hand in hand with that, is to read every single month. I'm not going to let a single month go by without reading at least one book, preferably 3 books. The rest of my reading goals for 2016 have to do with specifically which books I'm going to be reading. I don't have my entire list set up. I do want to be open to new published books and discovering books this year, but I do have a few guidelines for myself. The first of those is that I'm going to read one self-published book every month, at least. I can read more than one, but my goal is to read at least one. The reason for this is that there is a top 5 Wednesday video category where you're supposed to list your top 5 favorite self-published novels. And when I sat down to try to think of 5 self-published novels that were my favorites, I realized that I don't think at the time, I had not actually read any self-published novels, which is terrible when you consider that I'm a self-published author myself. And I'm a huge fan of self-publishing. I love self-publishing. I follow tons of self-published authors. I'm friends with them. I work with them, and yet I've never read any of their books. That's not good, and I want to correct that. I really want to read more, and I want to discover more really good self-published authors this year. Second goal for what books I'm going to read is that every month I've determined that I have to read one physical book off my bookshelf, preferably something I haven't read before, because I am a compulsive book buyer, especially since a Half Price Books outlet store moved into my town. Before, you had to drive 40 minutes through bad traffic to get to Half Price Books. Now it's 10 minutes away. Oh, so bad. I've bought so many books. I have so many bookshelves full of so many books that are really good, so many books that are come well recommended, and so many books that I have not read. So that's my second goal, is to read at least 12 books, physical books, off my bookshelf. My next goal is gonna sound really strange, but I'm one of those people who was not allowed to read Harry Potter as a child, and therefore I never read Harry Potter, this series. I did, as an adult, have a friend who was really into Harry Potter, and I ended up reading the first book, which is really good. I'm really glad I did, because it's a really good book and it's really funny, and I know that the rest of the books are going to be great too. I just have not gotten around to reading them. One of the things is that I don't own all of them. I only own about 4 of them. So my goal this year is to read one Harry Potter book a month and finish buying the rest of the books. My next goal is to read more books in my genre. And what I mean by that is read more books in the genre that I write books in. So I write specifically romance, usually romance of some flavor of fantasy, whether that's urban fantasy or secondary world, sword and sorcery. You get the gist. And again, I'd like to support my fellow author. And my final goal for 2016 is to complete a reading challenge. So I have a reading challenge that I picked up. I don't know if I'm going to do every single challenge off of it, because there's a few categories I'm not really interested in, specifically nonfiction challenges, like read a memoir by a politician, I think is one of the categories, which is not going to happen. But for the most part, it seems like a really good reading challenge, and I'm going to try to do as much off of it as is reasonable. I think I can cover a lot of the categories on it. With the other goals that I've set myself for what books I'm going to read this year. I will leave a link to my specific reading challenge in the description below if you want to check it out if you're looking for one yourself. Those are my goals for 2016. Let me know what your reading goals for 2016 are. Let me know how your reading is going for the first month of the year in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.